Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the GMC Yukon Denali. Denali is actually the luxury variant from GMC. GMC stands for General Motors Truck Company. The key is very interesting because if I press this button twice, notice what happens. The car turns on. This feature works fantastically well. If I press it twice again, the car will shut. Now it does not happen immediately. You need a gap of I think 10-15 seconds. But straight away, let's unlock the car. The mirrors open. Let's get inside and let's turn on the vehicle because it's not turned on unless and until I actually press this engine start button. It says Denali right there, and now once I press it, chalu ho ja bhai. Press brake to start. Now there it has turned on. Anyways, let's quickly open the sun blind. It's massive. This is obviously not the top variant because there's also a Denali Ultimate which has more speakers, better wood and probably more seat controls along with massage as well. So yeah, that is open right now. Let me open the engine bay, turn on the lights as well, and also give an indicator to show you all that. Oh my god, this car is like really very tall, super duper tall, because right now it's on its maximum ride height. Before that, let me open the engine bay and show you that this car has a massive V8 engine. Yeah, that's 6.2 liters in terms of displacement. There's insulation there, washer fluid goes in right there, and obviously it gets gas struts too. Trust me, it is really very tall that I have to be on my toes right now. Let's shut this. Listen to this, okay? Oh my god, that was quite the bang. Now the Denali variant actually has a different grille, which is obviously more in your face with a lot of chrome as well. This is the GMC logo, which is obviously finished in red, and it's open so that the V8 engine can breathe better. You get a camera here. In fact, you get 4 parking sensors, which means there is no self-park function here. Now, this is the LED DRL, which actually converts into the indicator. It's a C-shaped one, which is quite big. Low beam, high beam. It says LED precision on the inside. Those are the fog lights. And there is a gap, which is actually very much functional. Aero bits on a car this tall. You can open both of this, but I really don't understand what's behind it. I can't understand if it's a towing hook or not, but it certainly doesn't feel like one. Car is obviously super duper tall. LED DRL doesn't seem to be too bright right now, which is quite funny. And obviously, this car is similar to other cars from the GM portfolio because the Tahoe as well as the Escalade are similar cars, and that's how they are doing badge engineering, but in a very nice way. Now, this car is quite long. The length is around 5.3 meters. The wheelbase is around 3.1 meters. So yeah, this is actually very big. In fact, they also have a Yukon XL version, which is like 5.7 meters long, which obviously offers more space in the third row, along with a bigger boot as well. Ride height has been increased by around 50 mm because there's a function of increasing the ride height. It gets 4-corner air suspension, which you can see right away. Meanwhile, the tires are also big. These are 22-inch tires, 275/50 22s. Alloy wheel design seems nice. However, if they were black color now, it would look even better. Brake calipers should have had Denali written right there, but no, it does not have. It says GMC here. In fact, there's a camera right here. Denali written here in chrome. This car looks good, but it definitely looks better in black. I don't know why they've given us a white colored car, because obviously everyone prefers black with this particular car. It says GMC there. A lot of chrome treatment here and there. You obviously get the camera there for the lane keep assist and all that. You also get range sensor. That is the antenna. The way the antennas have been done now, very different. Shark fin antenna at the front, not at the rear. Usually, people place it at the rear, but no. GMC is like, hum apna karenge. Meanwhile, you get sensors on all the doors. Oh my god, the car is locked. Why is that? Okay, it has this Maruti function where the car does not unlock, and every time you open the door, just notice this, okay? This side footstep pops out, which is a good thing because climbing in and out could be difficult. There I open it and there it pops out. That's very much appreciated. I think it's a 13 or 14 speaker Bose sound system, which is very good. Good amount of storage space, but there is no sun blind here. This is something which this car definitely needs. Everyone can unlock and lock the car, and it gets one touch down, but no one touch up, which is kind of surprising. Tweeter placement here. Wood, leather, nice stitching. It's very nice. Denali written right there as well. Now let's step inside because there's good amount of space here. Yeah, it's very spacious. 2 USB-C charging sockets, 2 HDMI ports as well. Rear AC controls have been given here. So I think it gets a 3-zone climate control air conditioning system. You get 2 cup holders and you get multiple airbags. Lot of space here so you can walk into the rear, but there are other tricks also. Let's remove this right now. Let me turn on the screen. So obviously you get a 12.1 or something like that. Let me just press it on. Okay, this screen is like I'm on a vacation today. I will not turn on. Maybe this screen can turn on and show me what exactly it's got. Yeah, there it has turned on. Okay, this one is also turned on. So yeah, you can actually connect it via HDMI and then you can watch movies and all those settings and all. There's screen brightness and all you can adjust. You can't really adjust the car functions from this screen, which is kind of weird. There's a light placement here, AC vent, hook, and height adjustable seat belts at the front. There's this handle which is very important when you're getting in and out. Okay, there is a magazine holder here. So much space, under thigh support is not really an issue, and headroom is also very nice. Yeah, impressed. Very impressive a car in that regard. In fact, there's a laptop charger here because obviously it's an American SUV now. So they've given all the possible features right there. Now to move this ahead and behind, very simple. I press this lever. There you see, you can move it ahead and behind. This is reclined, but you know what? You can change the angle of it. Oh my God, this just folded right now. And then you can just go back. It's so easy. It's so nicely done. It's amazing. And obviously ISOFIX child seat mounts have been given right there as well. Let's shut the door and let's come to the rear. Now, if you notice one thing, this car looks huge. It is huge. It's massive. It says GMC right here. This is all LED. Yeah, these are all LEDs, of course. And obviously, it says GMC here with a camera. 2 cameras actually. What is this button? I don't even understand. Is that a spray? Yeah, it seems like a spray to clean the rear camera. Now, the indicator here is red. It's not orange, because in India it's supposed to be orange, but otherwise in US it's red. It's fine. Meanwhile, you get dual exhaust here as well. So they are quad exhausts, of course. And if you notice one thing, the spare wheel is not an alloy. In fact, it doesn't even seem full size. That is the S suspension. And obviously the problem with this car is the ground clearance, which I'll show you in a bit. Okay, exhausts are like this because obviously it has got a massive engine. This panel comes out where there are the provisions for the towing hook and all that. You get 4 parking sensors at the rear. This thing has to be opened. Again, I don't know what is there inside it. Honestly, I'm not able to find the rear wiper washer because it is hidden. High mounted stop lamp. You get a rear spoiler as well. Why have they hidden the rear wiper? Why are they copying Range Rover? I'll tell you why. Firstly, I think I've lost the key. No, here it is. So if I press this button, a very interesting thing happens. It actually opens the rear windscreen. Yes, this opens separately, and that's the reason the wiper has to be there. So you can put in luggage from there as well. Otherwise, you can obviously open it using the other button. There, opens the boot. It's a bit slow to respond, but it gets the job done. And there it opens. Now, the boot is around 700 plus liters, 720 liters or something of that sort, with all the rows up, which is big enough. Here you obviously get the toolkit. Yeah, all the toolkit has been placed right here. This is, I think, not opening easily. Yeah, okay, you get the fire extinguisher, you get the warning triangle, you get a few things in this particular pouch. What is there inside this? Well, obviously it has got headphones. Yeah, these are wireless headphones, which is quite cool because obviously rear seat passengers can enjoy themselves by by listening to some. Oh my God, this is so difficult. I never anticipated stuff to be this. Forget it. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. Meanwhile, I don't know what this is, but there are hooks and all that stuff. And there is obviously a 12-volt charging socket ka baap, known as a proper laptop charger. What are these buttons for? Look at this. I press this button and there the seat folds. I press it again and it lifts so that it's easy to get in and out. The problem is only one way is automatic. Then you have to do it manually. What are these buttons for? Because I can recline the seat from here. So if I press this button, there it folds, and I can fold the other side as well. The only thing is the seat belt is kind of a hindrance. Now look at this. This is not a car. This is a dancing car. There's so much space, and thankfully though, I can press these buttons to bring the seat back up. Yes, I can do that as well. Headrest, I have to do it manually, of course. Get a proper seat belt here. Now I press this button right there, and there shuts the boot. It's a bit slow, but you can actually decide the angle of this as well if you want. It's crazy the amount of customization. So we are going to get into the rear seat because it's quite comfortable. Look at this. Okay, under thigh support is not the best. Headroom is not the best, but gets the job done. But spacious enough. 3 people can sit in here comfortably. You get 2 cup holders. You get a USB-C charging socket on both the sides. And what is this? I think it's to slot the seat belt inside. Yeah, that is the function of the same. There's a button here. Oh my God. You can fold the seat by pressing this button as well. So someone who's sitting here can get out by pressing this button. But yes, it's a spacious car. We all are tripping over Fortuners and Endeavours. This is the real deal, honestly. It is absolutely crazy, the amount of space in this car. And it's so easy to operate everything. You're going to press this button. There it folds. Will it fold any further? Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is absolute madness. And then let's get in and out easily because it is so easy to get in and out of this car. and let me put this back into place, and there we are. I am so impressed. You obviously get an armrest as well. Let's get to the driver's side, because obviously this car has a lot of features which is expected considering the price of this car. Now I'll tell exact price once we're driving. Footrest comes out, multiple way electric adjust, says airbag right here. Door pockets are huge at the front, and these are the controls for the power windows. Only the front passengers get one touch up and down, rear ones only get one touch down. These are the controls for the outside rear view mirror adjustment, and you can save up to 2 people settings, and a lot of dust because obviously we are in the desert right now. Now obviously it has got a lot of ADAS functions too, quite a lot of buttons, and the brake pedal is actually big. You get a proper dead rest too. What is this? That is the trailer brake control. So you can increase and decrease the brake on the trailer, and these are the controls for the headlights, and this is obviously for the illumination of the instrument cluster. You can decrease the brightness, I think, and this is for the front fog light. This is for the drive mode, this is for the ride height control, and this is for the 4-wheel drive system, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low, 2-wheel drive, electric parking brake, 360-degree parking camera, parking sensors, stop start, lane keep assist, detection off in case you're going off-roading, you have to turn it off, otherwise it will call the emergency services just in case something goes wrong. Meanwhile, this is the downhill assist, this is for traction control, and I think this is to increase the brightness. I don't know, these two buttons are confusing me a bit. Meanwhile, this is for the heads-up display adjustment. Okay, you might be wondering that what are these buttons for? This is to operate the screen, this is for voice command, this is for telephone, this is for cruise control, and this is for forward collision warning, and this is for seat heating ka baap, which is obviously steering wheel heating. That is also there in this car. However, it's saying automatic shutdown in 4 minutes. Bhai mat kar band, mere ko gaadi mein baithne de. Now, where are the audio controls, you might wonder? They are actually given here right behind. So this is to go ahead and behind on a track. Okay, electric adjust obviously for the steering wheel. Meanwhile, the one here, I don't know if you can see it, that is actually for the volume control. So very easy to use as such. Light has been turned on right now. You get a massive mirror with 2 lights as well. Let's shut the door. There's a heads-up display which gives you plenty of information. I don't even know if you can see the heads-up display right now, but there, I'm going to change the info panel right now, and there you can see ADAS functions are given, and obviously it gives you ton of information including 4-wheel drive information. Why is it flickering so much? I have no clue. Obviously you sit really high up in this car. The glove box is decent sized as well. There is the cup holder or the ashtray inside this. This is when you're filling fuel obviously, and panel gaps and all are not there as such. A proper big iPhone fits in right here, and you get air conditioning here. Yes, it's illuminated and it's air conditioned, so you can obviously cool your stuff, and it is a chiller. Honestly, it is a chiller. They actually call it a chiller as well. Meanwhile, twin cup holders here, wireless charging pad, USB-C, USB-A, and you get a cigarette lighter here as well. The interesting part is that it gets wireless CarPlay and Android Auto obviously. Meanwhile, these are the controls for the air conditioning. Let's remove this. Okay, this is a brand new car. Let's also remove this. This was so satisfying. I am not understanding why nobody is bothered to remove this. This car has done around 2,000 kilometers. Meanwhile, this is for the volume control.
There's an opportunity to think about the market.
Okay, there is no audio coming right now. These are obviously the controls for the audio system, and this is for the air conditioning control. In fact, dual zone climate control, air conditioning, very nicely done. I'm very impressed by this car, and you can turn on and off the rear climate. This is for seat ventilation, this is for seat heating, and this is for seat base heating as well. So you get those functions at the front obviously. This is a 10.2 inch screen which is decent sized, and it is slick enough. It gives you a lot of information. In fact, it has something known as My GMC, which is going to take some time to load. Gas selector is given right here. This is for the low mode, and you can increase and decrease the speed I think from here. You can schedule a service and all that can be done as well. Obviously American car now, so some technology has to be given. You can create a Wi-Fi hotspot. There's Google News, there are podcasts as well. I'm sitting in a car to travel, not listen to podcasts. Anyways, jokes aside, it has the most interesting thing ever, which is maps. But these are Google Maps. Yes, this car gets Google freaking Maps, which means that you don't need to connect your phone at all, because Google Maps are inbuilt in this Google Assistant as well. It's a slick screen. It's very nice, easy to use. And then let's quickly get into reverse. That is the reverse parking camera. You got multiple camera modes. In fact, I think there are around 13 camera modes as well. Yeah, the camera quality is actually very impressive. Meanwhile, it also has a camera here, which is quite good. And obviously, a lot of buttons here, SOS. I think it has got connected car. You can decide how much should be the angle of the rear tailgate when you open it. And this is for the sunroof opening. So we're just going to open it right now. And there it opens. It's a Oh god, you have to keep it pressed? No. Once you press, that's enough. Wind deflector here. That is a big sunroof which opens all the way, so brings in a lot of airy feeling. In fact, you can press this button and there, if you notice one thing, the rear seat comes down. Yeah, that function is also there in this car. Isn't that cool? That from here only you can decline the rear seat. I think this is to turn on and off something. Motion sensor. Yeah, motion sensor button has been given right here. Lights could be better on the inside. And let me just shut this. There it shuts. There's a microphone given here. This handle should have been here, so would have made it easier to get in and out of the vehicle. And the horn is good. This is a 12.3 inch screen, I believe, and it has a lot of information. So using these buttons now, I can change a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go into the menu and then I can change the display layout, because there are 4 display layouts: classic, progressive, and I mean this is very much similar to other GM cars as well. The clean one is a bit boring because there's not much you can see. The digital one is okay, but I think I like the classic the most because I think it looks the best, no doubt. And then you can change the amount of information which is coming down as well. So yeah, this is a very loaded console. You can even change what's there on the left side: compass, time, tire pressure, fuel economy, what is the fluid and all that, transmission fluid and all. So yeah, so much customization possible. And then you can change the gauges also to minimum, medium and maximum. So the amount of information you want to see, you can actually select that. It's a very easy screen to use. And then here you've got so much information now. It'll actually blow your mind because it even gives you information on, I mean, there's a lap timer, I don't know why. There's a tire pressure monitor as well. It also tells you what's the fuel efficiency like, driver assistance, and oil life, brake pad life, air filter life, trailer brake gain, whatever, off-road information, which you can see there as well on the heads-up display, and how much hours you've used the engine. So I think when selling the car, this can be a very crucial thing because it's telling exactly how the car was used. It even has the GMC logo here on the instrument cluster on the side, which is actually illuminated. Anyways, let's just turn off the car. Every time the car gets reset, after some time when you turn on the car, it also has this welcome feature on both the screens, which is quite cool. It also tells me that I have forgotten something. That reminder is also there to check the rear seat. It says Denali right there, and straight away, let me show you a feature I do not like, or rather a feature which is missing in this car. So I'm going to lock this car and then I'm going to try and open the windows by pressing this button. So I keep this button pressed. The windows don't roll down. I'm quite surprised. This is a basic feature. This should have been given in this car. The windows do not roll down using the key, and the key obviously has an unlock, lock, engine start, siren, and these are buttons to open the tailgate obviously, or the windscreen at the rear. It projects the GMC logo at night here somewhere, so that when you move your foot like this, you can actually, oh my god, that feature works so fantastically well that you can even open the boot. But enough of all this, let's start driving right away. Alright, let's turn on the car and look at this display which comes. Quite a cool one, going through the mountains and all that, telling you that this car can climb peaks, I'm assuming. And then the Denali logo comes, GMC logo comes here. Let's turn on the car straight away. Very smooth, extremely smooth. Straight away I'm going to turn off the air conditioning and we are going to come into the camera views here so you can see what's happening around. I'm going to come to the side views because since the car is right now in 4 low, I'm going to take it off-roading because I had to put it in 4 low to put the ride height to the maximum. I select drive like this and off we go. It's extremely smooth. This car is amazingly smooth. Yeah, it's obviously going to rev a bit in 4 low. You're going to get inside here. Now, in regular rear wheel drive mode, this car obviously gets stuck because it needs power on both the axles. Otherwise, it's very smooth. Now, I can go through all those dunes as well because the car is capable, but there's a problem. Ground clearance is not adequate. Yeah, because of which will obviously touch. So you have to be a bit careful, and that's the reason why I am not planning to take it over such dunes because it does tend to touch and it tends to touch a lot. But I can just drive it so smoothly and so nicely. It's not an effort at all to drive this car because look at it. It just goes and it is just so easy to drive. It's absolutely phenomenal how smooth this car is in spite of the fact that it weighs quite a lot, which has no relevance because smoothness and weight have no correlation. I don't know what nonsense I'm talking, but to just give you an idea, this car weighs 2,700 kgs. It does not feel its weight at all. You don't feel that you're driving a car this heavy, which is the best thing. We're going to just climb from here because we can. Obviously, the tires are not completely off-road centric, but hey, it gets the job done. Fantastic. In fact, I never expected this car to be so nice and so smooth, but it has really blown my mind. by the level of smoothness, by the level of performance, by the level of comfort it offers. In spite of being a ladder frame, this car is extremely comfortable somehow because it has got air suspension, and ride height is obviously to the maximum right now. In fact, there are 4 ride height modes, so we are going to get into the ride height modes. So there's maximum ground clearance, there's increased ground clearance, there's normal ground clearance, and there's an entry exit ground clearance to make it much easier for you to enter or exit the car. Vehicle will lower as you slow to a stop. So we're going to slow to a stop so that the vehicle can lower itself, and then we're going to come out of 4 low. To come out of 4 low now, I have to get the car into neutral first, then only I can get out of 4 low. So here we come to a halt and neutral engaged. We are going to come to 2-wheel drive mode. The ride height is being decreased right now. It's activating 2-wheel drive, and 2-wheel drive has been activated. We get into drive mode. Now there are multiple drive modes here, so I'm actually going to put it into sport here because there's normal, there's sport, there's a off-road mode, and there's a tow haul mode. I mean, obviously you have a trailer at the back. We're going to turn off traction control as well, which means that I have to press this button, keep it pressed, and I think the traction control is off right now because it's not showing me any other sign below. Even if I keep it pressed, it doesn't really change anything, but I was expecting the traction control sign to come somewhere there. It's just saying TC/. Okay, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor. Okay, I think oh my god, the camera system turned off. Anyways, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. We're going to change the camera view to the rear one, and off we go. Why does it turn off the cameras? There it is. Performance is obviously very brisk. It is quite faster car for its weight. Now, this one is powered by a 6.2 liter. It's a V8 engine. It is naturally aspirated, the same engine which also powers the Tahoe, the Silverado. So a lot of common parts being used between a lot of cars here by General Motors. So we're just going to take a U-turn. Even taking a U-turn is not much of an effort because it is smooth, it's easy to turn around, and obviously the steering feels light. So acceleration is very brisk, it's very smooth, and it revs all the way till around 5,500 RPM. So kind of feels like a diesel rev. Doesn't rev all the way beyond 6 or 7,000 RPM. In fact, they have restricted the red line to 6,000 RPM in the tachometer itself. So yeah, the engine is not very high revving. Very old school American engine, 6.2 liters in displacement. It's naturally aspirated. It's a V8. It produces 420 horsepower and 624 Newton meters of torque. It's a nice and smooth engine, which means that we are going to come to a halt right now, and I'm going to do left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor. Oh my god, rear wheel drive now. So obviously you spin the rear wheels a bit. Dust flying here and there. Heads up display is off. I don't know how that turned off, but we are going to turn it on right now. Yeah, now I can see a bit on the heads up display. That is the Ford Bronco, and performance doesn't even dull at all. You keep pulling the car, it just keeps going ahead with so much smoothness. The performance just does not dull. That is the level of performance this car has to offer. It is smooth, it's refined, and it is fantastic in the way it performs. 0 to 100 km per hour takes 6.2 seconds. Top speed is actually limited to 180 km per hour, which isn't much, but on the meter it will go 198 km per hour when it will say top speed restricted to this particular speed, which means 18 km per hour is actually the speedo error, which is quite a lot if you ask me. But hey, it's going a little helter-skelter. It's saying forward collision warning unavailable because traction control system has been turned off right now. And now is the time again to go left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor. Oh, wheel spin, some amount of smoke as well, and off we go. It's a 10-speed automatic gearbox, which is smooth with shifts. It's not the fastest in terms of shift, but it gets the job done. So no stress on that front. And there, oh my god, the speed it does, absolutely crazy for a car this heavy. And then we are going to be doing the braking test now. Some amount of tire noise, but brakes are so sure-footed. It stops dead in its track, and obviously there's a lot of grip as well. This is a very capable car off the road. Only thing, if the ground clearance was better, and obviously I can raise the ground clearance, but still that thing hanging from below now, the ladder frame, that is not very reassuring if you ask me. Otherwise this car can do a lot of stuff, but it's more city oriented. It's not as off-road oriented a car, even though they've given it all the modes. You have got an auto mode for the 4-wheel drive system, you've got 4-high, you've got 4-low, you've got 2-wheel drive. You drive in 2-wheel drive to have better fuel efficiency, because this will return around 5 km per liter, which honestly isn't bad, but isn't really great either, because yeah, 5 km per liter means that you will be filling fuel very frequently. This one has a 91 liter fuel tank. Fuel tank capacity could be bit bigger, but yeah, 91 liters is fine. Should be around 120 liters if you ask me. on bad roads like these, obviously you don't feel much on the inside in spite of being a ladder frame, because the suspension has been beautifully tuned. Now obviously it has got air suspension, which definitely helps in a lot of ways, and it doesn't really handle that well because there's a lot of body roll. Like, it feels its weight around the corners, so you really can't push it hard, because when you try to do that, obviously the roll will make you feel that, okay, let's just slow down a bit. So that's a thing which you have to factor in. In terms of pricing, this car starts at around rupees 45 lakhs here in Dubai, going all the way to 78 lakhs for this variant, which is the Denali. We also have a Denali Ultimate, which has got a few more features here and there. Certain features like massage and like really doesn't matter, but that one has quite the premium. But that is the ultimate version of this GMC Yukon. Now, the Yukon is basically GMC's version of the Chevrolet Tahoe, or GMC's version of the Cadillac Escalade. All those cars are very similar. They also have the same engine, they also have similar underpinnings and slightly identical features here and there as well. So yeah, they have gone ahead and used a lot of common stuff. I can't change the camera view over. I'm quite surprised. I thought I can put multiple camera views, but this is just restricting me to just one camera views. But anyways, since we want to change something, we will get into this particular mode. Oh, they're telling me the fuel efficiency, which is quite bad right now. We are going to change the display layout to the progressive one, and let's put it through some corners, because it is actually quite fun to drive. No matter what you say about the weight, it is definitely a very fun car to drive. And there, roll, so much roll. And then traction control is kicking in. Forward collision warning is turned off because of T's traction control being off. So how did traction control kick in? It really did not kick in, honestly, but I just wished it revved higher. The engine could have revved at a higher RPM. No turbos here, that's the reason only 420 horsepower. If this was turbocharged, now this engine would have produced a lot more power, but then it wouldn't have the feel of an NA engine, and that NA engine feel is just fantastic. Just feels so good to drive. I never expected a car this heavy to drive so well. It obviously gives you the vibe because you are seated so high up, you get a good view of what's around. And let me just change this view here, because then you can see a lot in the rear view mirror as well, and then you can see there's a lot of sand flying here and there. Let's put it through a set of corners. And it's unbelievable how a car this heavy, which is obviously going rolling, doesn't really scare you silly. It manages to put a big smile on your face with the kind of fun it offers you, mainly because of the height. You're sitting so high up now, you just feel like the king of the road. The best thing about this car is it is offered with a lot more engines. There's a 5.3 liter V8 as well. I don't think it's available in the Denali. However, the Yukon is available with multiple engine options, including a diesel, a 3 liter diesel. Not here, but in global markets, it is available with a 3 liter diesel as well. And I think they are going to go electric by going hybrid, and then all those things are also going to happen with time, because the fuel consumption is something which is definitely bothersome if you are someone who wants to not keep stopping at a fuel pump occasionally. Rear wheel steering would be a nice addition to this car, right? Anyways, let's take a quick reverse here. Steering is not very light as such. I thought it's light, but no, it is not light. It requires some effort at lower speeds, but then it weighs up decently well. So I think they have calibrated the steering wheel beautifully. Let's just actually change the display layout again to a digital one. I don't know why it's not easier to just change the layouts as such, because it feels a bit complex to operate. And there, now we have the compass in a GMC. It should be in a Jeep, right? The engine does sound nice. Now that's the advantage of being naturally aspirated. The engine definitely sounds very nice and very soothing as well, which means that it's time to launch it yet again. I'm going to change the cluster mode. I really don't like this. I hate this particular cluster mode, the clean one. It doesn't show me anything at all. What is this view? So we're just going to keep it classic. Classic is by far the best. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. We're going to change this to the compass and turn on the camera as well. Here we go. It is upshifting around 5,500 RPM, which is not much. So yeah, it's not a high revving engine at all. Go through these and the suspension does a good job of absorbing all of that in its stride without hesitating much. and I've got manual control on the gearbox because no, I don't, because there are no paddle shifters. I'm pressing the volume control and the other track buttons behind, because this car has no paddle shifters, which is very surprising as such. So you have no manual control on the gearbox because Americans are lazy and they don't want to shift gears at all. So they're like, khud se kar lo. The gearbox is smooth. Yeah, should have been a little faster with shift, but then considering the kind of car this is, it's kind of unnecessary to have a fast shifting gearbox, because what will you do at the end of the day? You are driving this car purely for the comfort and luxury. In fact, rear seat drive is even better, because right here you don't enjoy it as much as you do when you sit at the rear, because the comfort levels there are absolutely phenomenal. But if you like driving, obviously you're going to enjoy driving this car as well, because you are fighting with gravity all the time. The kind of body roll this car has is unfreaking believable. And the nosedive under heavy braking, that also surprises you. So guys, this is my vlog of the GMC Yukon Denali. It's a fantastic car, really amazing. And sometimes I go inside my bedroom, go to a corner and start crying, because we don't get such cars in India. This is very attractively priced. And here in Dubai, if you are an Indian looking to buy a big full-size SUV, this is one of the cars you should definitely consider, because it offers a lot of comfort, lot of space, lot of practicality. And oh my goodness, what have I just seen? There's a Mahindra Scorpio right ahead of me. That is actually the getaway or the pickup or whatever, but very comfortable. It has ADAS systems which work fantastically well, because it has got blind view alert. It has obviously got forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking. Now that all is mandatory right now because of safety regulations, and the car doesn't have those regulations, and the insurance premium goes too high as well. And the best thing is that it vibrates the seat every time there's an ADAS alert. So if there's someone ahead, it will vibrate the seat to tell you that just don't forget to brake, and it will obviously give you the warning in the screen, but it will also vibrate your seat, and the vibrations increase as you keep coming nearer a car. Even if you're in reverse, it will vibrate the seat if it detects that you might collide with someone. So yeah, very nicely done ADAS systems on this car. This American SUV is just amazing. I'm in love with it. What a car, what an unbelievable machine. So practical, so comfortable, and the performance, and an engine for the win. And if you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. There's something flying in the boat. I think something might have broken, because I think a lot of small items are right now flying every time I corner. Bye bye.